Hi everybody and welcome back to our Edith Holden mini album. We've got the cover on and we've got the spine section in place and looking good, may I say. That was a bit heart in mouth, wasn't it? I've also gone ahead, I can't remember where I was when I left you, but I don't think I had these pieces on. So it's just strips of Edith that I've put down, not quite to, it's not filling that entire space, but it's just a little margin that I've left around it. Because when the pages are in and they're flopped either way, you will see this section, so it's worth putting something on it, I think. And the other thing that you haven't seen, definitely haven't seen, is this huge pocket, huge, that we've got here on the inside front cover. And I think it's very, very useful in any journal or any notebook or mini album or whatever, to have a pocket that you can just instantly shove things in. And then maybe at a later date you want to take the photographs out and put them in your pages. Maybe you don't want to, maybe they're just brochures, leaflets, pamphlets, whatever, that you've picked up along the way and you want to keep. And you want to keep it in connection with this mini album. So you just open it up and you've got plenty of room in there, plenty, loads of room. So you can keep quite a lot in there. Now for the pocket, I have used the Edith Holden wallpaper. It's actually the same wallpaper that I have on my wall that I look at all the time. But I love it. It's the right sort of colour. I love this creamy colour. It's actually shown up a bit lighter on the screen. It's a nice rich cream colour that goes nicely with the papers. I hope you can see. And for the back inside, I'm going to do exactly the same, for the same reason. It's just darned useful to have that pocket there. So how did I make it? Well, I took 2 pieces of craft paper, A4, and I'm trying to remember now because it's a little while since I made it. I think the first thing that I did was make the top flap. Got a glass of pop here that's a bit, looks like it's gonna get spilled if I don't take action. So this top flap measures 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. So let's score that one then in at 5.5. Scoreboard. Got so many things around my feet, honestly. You won't believe it. So let's get the appropriate tools out. 5.5, you say, right. So that's there. So let's score down there. All these things that measure 12 by 12, my glass mat, which is actually A3, so it's bigger, my little cutting board, my cutter pillar, this, they all don't fit on the table because they're pretty much all 12 by 12s. So as you can see, if I had them all on my table, I'd have absolutely no room to work. So they have to live down here by my feet, and periodically they all come tumbling over, of course. Why wouldn't they? So just fold that over on your score line. There. Make sure it's square. I'm just kind of folding mine a bit gradually, just to soften the fibres a little bit before I go in for the kill. It does help if you've got paper that you remotely think might crack. It does help to just soften the fibres a little bit first with the warmth of your hand and a bit of pressure, and then there we go, we're fine. So I'm going to mark that in now. There we go. Right, so that's our top flap. Oh, it looks like I've cut this down a little bit actually. Yeah, I haven't used the full width of the A4. That's fine. We can do that. We can do that if I had a pencil. If only I had a pencil. Somewhere. I do have a pencil. Where has it gone? Excellent. Oh, that's the hot. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Mr. F coming to my rescue, but I've found it just in time. So that needs to get cut off there. And I'll tell you what that measures now. I'm determined to do this in a sedate manner today, because the last time was a heart and mouth job. Yeah, it's 8 inches. I've cut the paper off to 8 inches. So let's do that. Let's get the gigantic caterpillar out. I must say now I've got the hang of this, I absolutely love it. Really do love it. But I mean, you can see it's ginormous. So I need to cut this down to 8 inches. I've already got it folded, but never mind, that doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure the caterpillar will cope with this. Let's hope so. Let's see. Yeah, lovely. I'll cut my other piece down to 8 as well. So it's cutting it down to 8 on the... so I've got the narrow edge up to my measurement. I had a tidy up yesterday. It was long overdue, and I still haven't got round everywhere. But I did 2, well 3 really, sets of my plastic drawers completely. So I'm really pleased with that. Right, okay, so this is this bit here. And then we need another bit. Just the flap, that's the flap. Then we need another bit that comes from there back up to form the bottom of the envelope. So let's see what measurements I made on the last one and see if I can see it. I don't think I can, but I can work out what this one measures simply by measuring it, oddly enough. That measures 5 3/4. So I'm going to score that at 5 3/4 and see what that gives us. 5 3/4. I have to keep saying it out loud because you know that I'd forget. Fold that over and just make sure it is square. That's pretty much half actually. And then, as I say, just keep a little bit of pressure and it'll be fine. So making sure that that's exactly flat. Just crease your line in. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces now. Let's have a look and see if they fit where we want them to. So this is the top flap, and I'm going to write that on because they're very similar. Top flap. Excellent. So that's going to go there like that. And then we've got this, which is which here. Yeah, this is the pocket. So that means this piece is redundant. There'll be a part of that piece that's redundant, the part that overlaps. So I think the first thing to do really is to stick this piece in. Now I need a magnet, and I think I'm going to put the magnet in first. I think that's the right thing to do. So the magnet will be on the inside of the top flap. So let's place one there first, and then we'll judge the back from that. So I want it in fairly central and in a little bit. You might decide you want to do 2 magnets, and actually I think 2 magnets might look quite nice there, but it's up to you. I've used one. And my double-sided, just going to stick that on there. So that's fairly central, and it's in a little bit from the edge. So put the double-sided there. And then I need to work out where it's going to go on the back. So let's just get this one. That's it there, that's where it's going to go. Just take a bit of double-sided and just remove that. Put your double-sided over where it was, and then replace the magnet. So that's it there. So let's put this on where it's going to go. It's getting quite large now. So it's going to go in from the edge a little bit and down from the top a little bit. So I think, yeah, I think we're about right there. So let's just press that magnet down. And that's it stuck there, so that's fine. Got our magnets in place. Nothing really more to worry us now. It's fairly plain sailing. Okay, so let's get this piece stuck in. So basically all that you need to do is either glue or double side and then glue or whatever. I'm going to double side and then glue. I've done that throughout the whole thing, and I see no reason to change now. Let's move this out of the way. Come on, give a girl a chance. Here we are. So right round the outside of that section. I'm just wondering if this stuff actually, if I can actually tear this stuff off. Aha! Yeah. See, this 3M came from Ali, and you know it says 3M, but I mean we all know that Ali, things on Ali sometimes cannot be what they say they are. Now with my old 3M, I couldn't tear it, wouldn't allow me to tear it, but this stuff does, so that suggests to me that it's actually not 3M. But you know, could be wrong. But it works anyway, it does a good job. So I've ordered some more. But it's much handier when it tears like that, rather than having to get the scissors out every time, because that's a pain. Okay, there we go. That'll do, and I'll glue the rest. So, oh, I need to. Come on, girl. Get with the program. I haven't done any videos for a couple of days. I haven't even thought about them, to be honest. Well, apart from to think I should be doing them, but I haven't thought about the content. And I don't know. You get kind of. You forget in a couple of days what you're doing. It's ridiculous. Let's peel those off. we'll just glue it. Just using the collal, it seems to give a very good attachment, and that's good, that's what we're after. Nearly time for me to order another big bottle of collal. I seem to get through loads. I guess that's because I produce loads of stuff. Right, so once again then we need to get this positioned perfectly with that magnet. That's it there, I could hear it click. So that tells us where we want to put this. So get it straight across the top and the rest will surely follow. Surely. So I'm going to get my brayer out because it's quite a big area this, and I do want it to be very firmly attached. Don't want the pocket giving way when people are putting their things in it. I'm just going to go along the top there. Right. That feels to me like it's fairly firmly fixed, which is good. Right, for the next part. So this is the pocket part, so that's going to go there, and we just need to work out how much we need to cut off to get this to lie flush. So I want a similar border at the bottom to that which I've got at the top, which is down a little bit from there. Right there, I'd say, about there. About there. I'm just going to move that to the side so I can see where that line is that I need to mark, which is there. So I'm just going to trim that off along there, and then it should all fit in together. It should do, there's no reason why it shouldn't. So that's the magic line there. Make sure you've got it square at the bottom. Yeah. And that's a remnant. Need to figure out something to do with all the remnants, don't we? Seem to be collecting quite a lot. So if that goes straight up to there, offer that up to there, and that down there, yeah, I think we're okay. I think that's jolly good. Right, so once again, I'm going to put my double-sided around here. Better safe than sorry, I would reckon. Just trying to work out which is the easiest way to cut it when I come to the end. It's all too complicated for me. We've got a leaky tap in the house. In actual fact, we've got two. The hot water in the kitchen and the hot water in the bathroom. Both taps seem to have given up on us at the same time. So today, poor Mr. F is having to sort the tap washer situation out. So that's what he's up to today, which is not a very exciting thing for him, poor soul. But it's a good job he knows how to do it. I haven't got a clue. I would not know even where to begin, to be honest. So that's the double-sided on. Let's just burnish that down. I think I was saying the other day, and I'll say it again, I think I've YouTubed myself out. In the evenings, if there's anything Mr. F wants to watch, then, you know, he's got recorded, or he wants to, you know, just watch on the telly, then that's great. He goes ahead and does that, and I YouTube. And I'm generally more than happy to be doing that, because I love YouTube, I really do. So many interesting things, and you get so sidetracked, you know, you start off looking at one thing, and before you know it, you're looking at some dog agility thing, or, you know, whatever. But at the moment, it's great YouTube in time for me, because there's a pool, you know, like snooker but pool tournament on that Mr. F is watching every evening. There's rugby, there's, I don't know, there's all sorts of sports that he likes, which is prime YouTube time for me. But do you know what? I just can't seem to find anything I want to watch. Everybody that I look at seems to be taking far too long doing things, and I get bored. I know I'm no one to speak here, because I am one of those people that does take far too long doing things. So that's joined up to there. Let's just check that that looks level on the bottom. I'm just going to bring that down a titchy bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a gap here, but I'm not overly worried about that. That'll be okay. I could have brought it up to there, but I like where it is on the bottom, so I'm going to leave that. That's fine. Brayer. Let's get this stuck down. You can do a tidier job than that, I know you can. But it doesn't really matter, because it's all going to be covered up anyway. So make sure you've got that down nicely. And just go around the edges. And some more along the bottom there. Yeah, I think that's okay. Just that little bit's concerning me, but that's it now. Okay, so now we've got our pocket, we've got our flap. We've ostensibly made the envelope. The only thing that we still have to make are the two gusset pieces that allow it more room. But before we put those on, it's worth putting the back piece on, definitely. So let's get a piece of our paper. Make sure you've got up as up. I've got a piece that's got a crease in it, but yours shouldn't have. Just in case you don't know, these packs to do this, these two envelopes are for sale in my Etsy shop. Should you wish to use them, you can use, well, you can use any paper you like, to be honest. I just chose this because I really like it. It's wider format, so I can fill the whole thing with it. But you don't have to. You could use an Edith page, and that would be fine. Absolutely. So let's just check these measurements. Is that square? I don't know, so I'm going to square it up first. I don't, oh my goodness me, that's a bit unwieldy, that. I don't think I've got a whole heck of a lot to play with here, so I'm just going to just square this up. That edge is the edge of the wallpaper, so it's got to be square. And I'm just going to take off the margin. By the look of it, it was square, to be honest. and then I'm going to do my measurements and trim them off. So that's going to come to about there. Pencil, thank you. So that's going to come to, can't see where the crease is in my paper, I'm going to have to move it across a bit. There it is. So I want to cut that there. You can cut it shorter by all means. In fact I will. I'll cut it at that crease line that I've got there, because there's nothing to be gained by having it open, papered all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to cut mine off where that crease is and just trim it down there, which should give me a bit of a margin. Let's pop this away again. Oh goodness me. Right, there's this line. Lovely. And there's my crease there. So I'm just going to cut that off there. It's up to you. You can paper the whole inside of your pocket or not. Just seems a bit daft when I've got this crease line. Might as well just cut it off. Right, let's have a look at this then. I'm just having a look to see if I inked that. I don't think I did. I might have done. Oh dear, I can't really remember. Right, so that's going to go there like that. It's just a little margin in from the sides and a little margin down from that fold line. Perfect. Now, did I ink it or did I not? That's the question. I might have given it the lightest of inks. So given that, I'm going to give this one, excuse me, the lightest of inks. Don't think it was any more than that. Just to cover the white edge up, really. Would be nice if we could make the pocket just from the wallpaper. But it would not be sturdy enough, so don't be tempted to miss out the craft card stage. It honestly won't be sturdy enough. I noticed yesterday when I was sorting out through the drawers that I told you, I was coming across lots of things that I'd done on lives at the weekend and nothing had happened to them, or, you know, whatever it was, Take 5 Tuesday, etc. And the things that had wallpaper in, or, you know, wallpaper components, had not fared. Back piece for pocket and front pocket. Didn't realise I'd written on it. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, the bits with wallpaper had not fared well. They'd sort of taken on the form of whatever was in the next page to them, and they looked decidedly second-hand, I can tell you. So I chucked all of those out, and I will take care when using wallpaper in the future that I don't use it just on its own. I'm sure there are different sorts of wallpaper and some would be fine, but the stuff I used, which felt pretty normal to me, just didn't stand up to it really. Which is a shame, because you can get some really lovely wallpapers. Right, so place that fairly centrally there. And you can see mine's short of the bottom, but this is the pocket. I mean, who's going to be seeing that bit? Nobody. But you can make yours complete. I think you've got amply enough wallpaper. Well, I wouldn't say amply. You've got to make sure you cut it properly. But you have enough to cover all that. forgot to take the double side. Oh no, it's on already. What are you talking about, woman? What are you going on about? Don't know. Okay. Right, so that's that on. I'm just going to give it a bit of a brayering, just because my brayer's out already. Okay, so that's that. So the next thing I'm going to do is cover this pocket. So let's just see what we can... Now this I can see is not straight, so let's square that up first. So off you go again. Out you come again. I'm looking forward to when I move my desk over to the window, which should be pretty soon, because I've got those two tidied out, and they're the ones in front of the window, so they can get moved out the way. And then once Mr. F gets everything else that he's doing finished up, we can move the desk over. Right, so now I know that's square. And then I can have this, well, we're putting a table here where the desk is now, and I can have all my big things out on it. My big things. I didn't round those corners off on here for a reason that will become apparent. So that's there, and that's there. Okay, let's cut that out then. Okay, we have a mark somewhere. It's just to put my light on so I can just be sure I've got that exactly right. Right, that's square, that's on the light line. Lovely. And cut the other one off that we marked as well. So that's there, square, yes. Right. Lost my project there. So here is the, pretty sure that's the one that we cut for that. Wasn't that one, no. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I can't help it. Yeah, that's a lovely fit. So I'm just going to lightly ink once again around there. All the way around this time, because you can see the entire piece. Lovely. Right, so let's glue that on there. Then we've got the gussets to make. And that's what gives it the space. Without the gussets it would be a flat pocket and it would pretty much be useless. You wouldn't be able to get much in it at all because it would just be tied back to the flat back to the back, and it just, you wouldn't have any space. So you've got to, you know, if you want space in your pocket, you've really got to create gussets, which is a horrible word, isn't it? It sounds, I don't know, sounds incredibly vulgar. Gussets. So making sure you've got the top going towards the top. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, like that. Okay, let's stick that one down. Just checking that bit's stuck. Now I've got that on there, I'm just going to put a little clip on there. I think it's stuck, it just needs a bit of encouragement, so I'm just going to put that on there for the time being whilst we make the gussets. Finding somewhere to place this isn't easy. Right, gussets. You will need some remnants of your craft card. And you will also need to, you will need to know how long you want your gussets to be. Let's put the lid on that glue before a calamity occurs. So we want the gussets, let's just remove that for a second, to go from about 3/8 of an inch, half an inch up from the bottom of the pocket. So from that fold line, you want 3/8 of an inch. So that's probably ideal. And then you want them to go right to the top of your pocket. So I'm just going to mark on there where the top of my pocket is. I'm going to put that clip back on. And do you know, I haven't to hand got another piece of craft paper remnant, so sadly I'm going to have to use a new one. It doesn't matter, it'll all get used up because we've still got the front to do. So I want a piece that's 2 inches wide, and I can probably cut that on here, can't I? And then the same height as we've just measured on there. So just 2 inches is all that is required. Okay, it's a remnant. And this one needs to be cut off at 2 inches also. And I'm just going to mark the other one where I've marked this one, so as we get them equal. So that's there. And just chop those off. So we'll be left, I'll give you the measurements in a minute. So it's 2 inches wide by something. By 5 and 3/4. No, 5 1/4. 2 inches by 5 1/4. Now you need your scoreboard, and we are going to place that in the top left hand. On mine, some of you it's the right hand, I know, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, score at 1 inch, try and keep it as straight as you can, and score again. Well, it's 1 1/2, but I'm just going to turn it around this way because it's easier for me. So you're scoring at every 1/2 inch along your 2 inch wide gusset. That's what we're aiming to do. And then I'm just turning it around for the last one, but You can go straight across if you want. I just find it easier doing the little ones nearer to my corner. They don't move so much. Right, now what we're going to do is fold these up. So we want the first one to go, doesn't really matter. I'll go with the way I've creased it. I think it's probably the solution to that. So there's my crease line. Try and make sure it's straight and crease that in. So that's one. Now the next one, you're going like an accordion fold. So the next one, you're folding over back on itself. Like that. And then the next one, you fold back on itself again. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished, and then you can see for yourself what goes where. So there we are, that's what it looks like. So that's the first crease, second crease, third crease. You can see. Okay, so we need to do the same thing to the other side. So just back and forward all the way along, giving us what is commonly known as a gusset. So you've got this big W shape when you're done. There we go. Right. Lovely. So what happens to these is this. They go right from the very top of your pocket, and the important thing here is that the edge of your gusset, it goes to the edge of your pocket. So the edge goes to the edge. That's critical. Actually, before I stick these in, I'm going to put my paper for that in. So we'll go through placement, exact placement, once I put this paper in here, on here. Oh no, don't spill. I don't want to spill my pop. Can you see that section there? Just about. If I move that up a little bit, there you go. Right, so I just need a piece of wallpaper to put on there. And that looks like a good contender. I'm just thinking about this. How much wallpaper did I put on the other one? None. That's what I put on that one. So, fair enough, I'm not going to put any on this one either. Don't need to use up my wallpaper if I don't have to. But, now it's time for the gussets, definitely. So the edge, the very edge of the gusset, and you've got two, doesn't matter which one, goes to the edge and the top of the pocket and flush down the side. But what you need to do before that is cut out a V here at the top. So this is your edge, that's the edge that's going onto the edge of the pocket. So from that edge in, just cut a little V like that. Well, an angle, isn't it? It's not a V. So that will go like that. So when you open your pocket, it looks a bit nicer. And this one the same, you want the edge on the edge. So make sure you've got the edge on the edge, crush it all down, and then go from that outside edge in. So it's a bit easier if I do it this way. So there we are. We've got our two edges on our two edges, and we need to stick those down. Now I'm going to use bookbinder's glue because it's the strongest glue that I have. You use whatever glue it is that you've got faith in. I can also tell you when I ripped up some of the old things I was telling you yesterday in the drawers. I'm just going to do the side that sticks to the pocket first, the flappy bit, and then I'll tell you what I discovered yesterday. So I'm just going to take my finger and smooth that out so it's got good adherence everywhere. Cover the whole thing. And yeah, you will get horribly sticky fingers, but hey hody. So once again, making sure that you've got your edge to your edge, your pointed bit to the top, flush with the top, flush with the sides, and give that a good stick down. So flush and flush. And it's not the easiest thing to stick down, but you'll be all right. Right, so that's fine, that's there. So let's give that a good press down. And yeah, being the messy pup that I am, I've managed to get glue onto the inside of my pocket, which I definitely don't want. That's fine. And do the same with the other side. So just check again. You've got the edge to the edge and the V, the angle pointing in. So this is the bit that needs the glue on at this stage. You really do have to keep checking that because it's so easy to stick it on the wrong way around. And then it kind of works, but it's not very elegant. So keep checking that you're doing it right. Okay, let's spread this out right to the edges. Just going to have to clean my finger, I can't bear it. Oh, I'm a little bit short there. Lovely. Right, so same again. Excuse me, right to the top. The point should be right at the top of your pocket, and that should be level with the edge should be level all the way down there. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Let's press that in place. A little bit of gluage situation here. Not much. There we go. So that's nicely stuck in, that's nicely stuck in. Wow, we're motoring. So now we need to stick these to there. And it's easy, don't get yourself in a stew about it. It's all right, we can do this. We really, really can. So glue on there and spread it out as best you can. The critical thing to remember here is do not put your gussets right to the bottom of your pocket because they won't open up properly. So you need to leave, as I said, about 3/8 of an inch, half an inch even, but not right to the bottom. And I know you'll think it looks a little bit odd. It probably does look a little bit odd, but that's the way it works. There we are. Now quickly before that glue dries, I need to do the other side. You've got to do both sides together. Just, you can't get in to do the second side if you don't. So I'm being as quick as I can here. Spreading this glue around, and I need some more, of course. So there we are. So now what we do is we just take this piece and fold it up. Hold the bottom of your gussets in place and fold that up so as the gussets come to the edge where you want them to be, like that, and then just press the whole kit and caboodle down. Lovely. Lovely. Now that bookbinder's glue, I'm hoping is going to have something like an instant grab, because I haven't got a clip that'll fit onto there right at the moment. So I'm hoping that this is going to stick pretty good and pretty fast. I'm hoping it's going to be fast. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's looking good, you know, it's looking good. So we've got the pocket bit on of our envelope. The only remaining thing we've got to do is to cover this flap inside and out. We're doing all right, you know, aren't we? We really are. I'm just going to take my bone folder. I'm just going to go up the edge there where we've just put the gusset on. Great. Right, okay, well let's do this one first because it's the easiest, I guess. If you've got enough paper, you could attempt a pattern match. It's not really necessary. You know, it's lovely paper, and it hasn't got a strong pattern match, to be honest. I'm just looking to see, that's about there. I probably could do a pattern match on this if I wanted. Let's just have a look. I don't know that you'll be able to with yours, but you could try. You could try. So I'm going to cut that about there. See where that goes, and let's see how wide I need this. I can trim that at the same time. Lovely. Don't forget to leave enough paper for your back and front covers as well, so don't get carried away pattern matching. That's my mark for my width. Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to cut this off anyway. So that's that there. It's easy for me because I've got loads of wallpaper. So I'm just going to put that there. And I'm going to make another mark because I cannot see the first mark that I made at all. Yeah. I want that just a little bit further across. That was just a little bit neat where I marked it. Let's have a look then. Okay, so that's going to go there. Not bad, not bad. Pretty good, in fact. So I just need to chop the top off mine, which is about there. I reckon I can do that with my little guillotine. So quick little bit of inking around there. I think that's dry now, I think it's fine. And all we've got left to do is the inside of the top flap. It's gone all right really, hasn't it? Has to be said. It's gone okay. I shouldn't say that, because there might be major flaws to come. I just think these are so useful in any album or any journal or whatever. A good big pocket at the front that you don't have to go ferreting through the whole journal or album to find. It's just there. You open it up and it's there. Talking of opening it up, I haven't thought about, well, I have thought about it, but I haven't come up with a decision on how we're going to actually tie this. I think we're going to have to, because some of the pockets are really quite large, so I think it's going to have a closure of some sort on it. Right, let me just glue that in place. Yeah, I've obviously gone through these and written on what's what and then blindly ignored them. It doesn't matter, it's working. Yeah, I was going to tell you something about the drawers, when I tidied the drawers. Oh yeah, glues, that's what I was going to tell you. It was interesting because the drawers are right in front of the radiator, so they're getting quite a lot of heat quite regularly. And it was very interesting to see how the glues had held up. I was very, very interested. And I can tell you that Collal held up extremely well. It was, you couldn't get the pieces off it. It was really firmly affixed. But glue stick, not so much. Some of the bits of glue that I've stuck down with glue stick were pinging off. You know, when you bent it, it just came off. So beware of that if you use glue stick. I don't think any of the pieces have been stuck on with Elmer's Extreme, so I can't comment on that. That might be all right. But ordinary glue stick, no. I'd just leave glue stick well enough alone, actually. But the Collal performed perfectly. Right, so we've just got this piece here to put in, and I'm just, if this piece is wide enough, I'm going to use it. Yeah, it is. Which way's the top? This is the top. That's lovely. I'm not matching it. It doesn't have to be matched. I'm just going to make a mark where I want to cut that. Trim that out. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've actually enjoyed it myself. Hasn't been like too many traumas or anything, which is unusual for us, I know. So that is going to go there. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. So let me just turn this round, and then remember when I put it on to put it on the right way round, otherwise I'll be in a tangle. Not for the first time in my life. So I'll take that off, and I need to ink around here very lightly. Oh, and the other thing I need to do, yes, you see. I rounded that on the other one. And I haven't rounded it on that one. Well, never mind. It'll just have to stay unrounded. But try and remember, if you're doing it and you want it to match exactly, you need to round the corners. I guess that's stuck down now, isn't it? Ooh, do you know? I could. Are you going to come up? Yeah. Oh, excellent. Look at that. We can get the corners rounded. I don't know how much of this I need to take off to get my rounder in. Oh, what a performance. Just when I was saying everything was going well, then suddenly it wasn't. No, need more than that. I might as well just take the whole blooming thing off. No, that does not want a round. Why don't you want a round? Is it because you're covered in glue? Could be. That's it. I got it. I would tell you it doesn't matter if you've forgotten, but obviously it matters to me enough that I'm prepared to take this paper off. There we go. Right, a little bit of ink around those corners. Bob's your uncle. Stick it back down and we'll be fine. We'll be laughing. So, well, we might not be laughing, but pretty much it'll be okay, I'm sure. Let's just stick that one down. There we go. Problem averted. Okay. Yeah, we're all right. And we've got nicely rounded corners now. Hooray! That's better. I just forgot about them in the excitement of it all. Oh, that's all right. Stuck that to my double-sided. Yeah, it's that time of day, ladies and gents, where things start to go wrong. So let's round these corners. That is definitely the right way, isn't it? Yes. Lovely. Now then, let's lightly ink around here. Says she blithely, like the last 5 minutes hadn't happened. I've just got a bit of a pencil mark there, which I'll just erase. Yeah, the fastenings. The fastenings. I do not know. I cannot tell you, for I do not know. Right, let's pop a bit of glue on that. And then stick this down in place. When you get your wallpaper, if it looks a little bit I don't know, wrinkled, let's say, then iron it. It was ironed before it was put in the packages, but you know, I've no idea what people do with packages. Sometimes they end up mangled. So don't be afraid to iron it. On either side, it's fine. So let's pop that onto there. That's just lovely. Just lovely. Okay. Put a bit of glue up there. Lovely. push that down into place. Caress it. Oh yes. Okay. Right. So there we are. It doesn't want to stay shut. Okay, why do you not want to stay shut? I don't know. I don't know why that would be. Maybe the magnet isn't strong enough. It doesn't want to stay shut, so I'm going to have to come up with plan B for that one. Yeah, the magnet isn't strong enough. I can feel it wanting to attach, but it doesn't. Okay, well, we can come up with plan B for that. I need a little time to think about it though. So that's that for that. That's our envelopes made, back and front. And don't they look fabulous? They really do. I mean, look at that. Let's open the book. Oh, look. So join me next time when we will be remedying this, unless you've used stronger magnets than me and yours is staying shut. These are obviously stronger magnets on this side, and this side just doesn't want to know. So I'm going to have to come up with a closure for that, which is doable. It's all doable. And then after we've done that closure, we will put the pages in, which is a big day. Oh, you've got to have your big girl pants on that day, for sure. So I'll see you very, very soon. Get your envelope made, and I'll fathom out a closure. And I'll see you next time. Bye.